Hi there, I'm Krista from RainCityKnits. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today I'm going to teach you the first step in learning how to knit, which is how to cast on. The materials you'll need for this are some straight needles, such as these, and some yarn. Pretty straightforward there. So in order to cast on, you'll first need to start by creating a knot, a slip knot with your yarn. So for me, I just twist it in a loop such as this, and I pull the middle piece through, and voila. If I were to pull the yarn, then the knot would pop off. Oh, there you go. So just twist it, pull through with my finger, and I have a knot. So this is the first part of casting on. You will not count this loop as one of your cast on stitches because you won't. I guess that's why. And yeah, so I should mention I am a left-handed knitter, and what this basically means for you is everything I'm doing, just do the opposite if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, then gravy. Some of you might wonder why I'm not just doing it with my right hand. I could, but I'm choosing to support us lefties because there aren't that many of us in the world and we need all the help we can get. So anyway, we've slipped our knot onto our needle like this, and as you can see, giving the rest of the leading yarn a tug, it's pretty secure. Don't worry about the tail. We'll deal with that guy later. So here we go. So, in order to cast on, you need to know, A, how many stitches you need to cast on, and that will be determined by the pattern. So, every pattern will say cast on X number of stitches. Sometimes they'll abbreviate and write CO, that just means cast on. Welcome to knitting, there's tons of abbreviations. So, with the loop on the needle in my passive hand, and the yarn in my dominant hand, which for me is left, but of course in a video looks like right, so here we go, lots of confusion for everyone. Just remember the yarn should be in your dominant hand and the needle in your passive hand. You're going to take the yarn and loop it around your thumb such as this. So as you can see, the yarn is crossing itself right at the base of my thumb. How convenient. And then we're going to stick the tip of our needle through, and we're going to pull that stitch on. So I'll do this a few times. I know it can be really hard with these videos to see what is happening, and the lighting in here isn't great. Okay, so again, we're going to take the yarn, still in our dominant hand, loop it round, and stick our needle underneath and pull the loop on. So let's do that several times. So take the yarn, loop it round, put it through, the tip through, and pull. So, and again, I apologize for the lighting, but hopefully you can see enough to do this. Maybe if I move my hand a little bit, you'll be able to see. So essentially, you're just going to do this as many times as the pattern calls for. This isn't technically knitting yet, but it is an important first step. So there you go. So now you can see we have all these lovely little stitches, or cast on stitches, in a row. And these will be very helpful when we actually go to knit in our next video. I just want to mention before I sign off that there are different ways to cast on. There is no right or wrong way. You'll realize with knitting, which has been around for centuries, that lots of different techniques have evolved for every single technique. I guess that's redundant. But do what you're most comfortable with. That's my #1 rule. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask below. I'd be very happy to answer. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I'm Krista from RainCityKnits, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.